Starting this just by using brown paint, exterior paint. This is an outside project. And I just am doing 2 light arches. I work back and forth, just like I start painting eyes. Actually, that's the same technique I use. So whatever I do on one side, I'm doing on the other side. We'll be filling this in. Just work slow so that you can get it to match. If you want to, you can sketch first. Simply fill these in. And now we'll start the bottom or lower 2 wings. Right now they'll just look like one piece. We'll separate later. Just wiggling my brush back and forth to create little waves at the bottom. Go in, kind of see a W forming here, and we'll fill that in. Now extend little pieces at the end. Now for the center, I mixed black, brown, and blue. Small brush here because you're doing some detail work. Goes down to a point and add some white too, about where your eyes will be. And then he has some white markings on him too. So we're just going to get this in here and see what we like. Little V there. Now this part is actually part of the wing decoration. It's just a start. Mixing some yellow and white and some brown. And we're just gonna lighten this up a little bit. Plus, at this point, my brown is very transparent. So we wanna get these, I'm gonna call them veining in. And everything works towards the center. So the bottom goes up and then slightly diagonal. And then more horizontal with a curve. And we can soften out that middle a little bit too. Mixing some yellow and white. Starting to put little blobs of color in here. This is for the markings on our butterfly. It's helpful to look at pictures of real butterflies first. You can make up your own. Continuing to add some of our markings on the bottom or lower part of the wings. And this is a V shape. We're kind of building up. First I'm using brown, richer and darker. Then I add a little water, and you can see how it just makes a watered down glaze almost. Darker, and then add water and blend it out. You can still see the underneath. Gives it a little richness, so it's basically a wash you make. Working on different colored markings here. There's a blue, I mix it with white. And then pink and yellow, which will make a nice coral. It's really fun to mix your own colors. I decided that his wings are not long enough, the top ones, so we're just extending this a little bit. It's the beauty of paint. If you change your mind, you can paint over it. I like that. And we're just going to add a little richness in through here. Using straight black here. Just want to mark out where my little feelers will be, the antennas. And deepening up some of the center part also. We're going to separate the upper wings and the lower wings. And instead of just using a brown or a black, I put a little blue in there too. Makes it a little more interesting. So you'll see blue, black, and brown in that. Really like that color, so we're going to add a little bit in here too. Now it's more cohesive because it's everywhere a little bit. Now I'm going to add the markings down here in the bottom. And I'm just pushing my brush down a little bit and pulling it right back up. Brush is doing the work for me. So I'm adding a little background color here. I want him to be sitting onto a purple cone flower. I do have a more detailed tutorial on that, so if you want to hit the link at the very end of this one, I'll have that on here. I'm not spending a lot of time, I just want a little color in underneath him. The last part of the cone flower is the center. Getting that on here. Time for our shadow here. This is a purple. The shadows really make your objects pop. So it's going to make him look like he's hovering a bit. I'll add some shadow back here too. Now where it's green, I will add a little bit of yellow into my blue, creating that green, and that's where the leaves are. So my purple shadow is going to be more for on top of the petals, and the greener parts will be on top of the leaves. Last thing you can do is add a tiny bit of white. So I'm using this very sparingly, but it'll highlight him, gives him a little sparkle. I really like to add real darks and real lights to all my paintings and drawing because I love that dramatic look. And just a little bit is good. You try it. Have fun.